Hey everybody, welcome to day 1 of Mostly Gaming's Pikmin playthrough. I've changed the audio settings on the video, so hopefully they should be a little better than the bonus video that I put up. Well, not a bonus video, but more of an introductory video. So yeah, we're going to get started pretty much straight away. The only thing I wanted to say, I don't recall if I mentioned this in my last video, but we're going to be doing 1 video a day, or that's the plan anyway. We'll see what happens. So, here we go. So as you can see, I don't need to tell you what's happening. Nintendo's fabled storytelling or lack thereof through visuals. Pretty simple. Crash landed on a planet. We are knocked out, which is never a good status if you're a Pokemon player. My name is Captain Oliver. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then, no, better not to think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. So, as you can see, we are playing as Captain Oliver. We can move around, like so. C-stick doesn't do anything unless I'm very much misremembering. Can't really do much of anything. Just one little dude running around these fields with what appear to be crop circles in them. What a cheery melody. Here we are, dying on a planet, and someone's having a party. A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion 2. I think the onion... Like, that does not resemble an onion to me, but I think if you got rid of the flower, there's a little pointy shape underneath it, which I suppose does mean that the main body of it resembles an onion. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits strange light and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot but think it is calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. Yeah, the big green button. Congratulations, Oliver, you're a video game protagonist. Extraordinary. When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Pikmin has done no visible damage. It just stands there, staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it and throw it with A, and I will call it to my side with B. Perhaps it will react to K and X as well. The following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints. L. Rotate camera. R. Zoom in and out. Z. Change angle. I must survive. I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings. So yeah, we're on day 1, and as you can see, this is just a day to experiment, have a play around, just get used to the controls. As a bit of a veteran though, I'm going to be going off the rails occasionally. I intend to make this something of a speedy playthrough, so if you're playing along, be warned that I'm going to be trying really hard to clear out things as quickly as possible. As you can see, throwing it with air means it will interact with any object that it lands near that can be interacted with. So in this case, that's the pellet, which it will stack. Which, as you can, I don't need to narrate the entire thing, do I? It's carrying it back to base. You can see that very clearly. I always go for that one first because it's further out than the others. Astonishing! The onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be a sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. That's right. Forget you're stranded on a planet. Just you keep experimenting. That's the key to survival right there. So I'm gonna let this guy grab these. But yeah, you'll notice that we get, even though there's a number 1 on the pellet, we're getting 2 Pikmin per pellet. That's because the colour matches the onion. If the colour of the pellet matches the onion it goes into, you get a bonus Pikmin out of it. It works differently for 1 pellets and 5 pellets though, which I'll explain in a second. So you'll notice that this pellet has a 5 on it, which means the 5 Pikmin are required to carry it. But additionally, if this pellet is carried back to the onion of the same colour, then the onion will drop 5 seeds. If this red pellet went back to a yellow or a blue onion, for example, it wouldn't count. You'd only get 4 seeds out of it. I just thought that was a little backwards, and I didn't realise this as a kid. Whilst you guys are doing that, we'll get you two to work on this. So these plants that I'm taking down with the pellets on them, they're called pellet posies. Literally, that's their name. Straight and to the point, I like it. Yeah, the main issue I have is that there's a lot of waiting involved in this game. Like, I don't mind waiting when Pikmin are carrying stuff back to base. I don't like having to wait. Day 1 is the slowest day because you have to wait for the Pikmin to sprout, and then you have to wait for them to carry stuff back. Then you have to wait for new Pikmin to sprout, and it's just annoying. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all that I've learned of Pikmin conduct. Approaching and pressing A to pick sprouts, press A to grab Pikmin, release the thrower. Press B to call them, X to dismiss. Use C to command and control the group, L, R and Z to control perspective. I shall record all of this in my computer. I can press Y to access the computer. So there you go. There's your control scheme. That's all you need to know. Simple. Sorry, I'm not very good at the meerkat noise, so I won't be doing the simple noise. I don't think anyone outside the UK got that joke. What's this over here? This thing that's pumping up and down very slowly. Amazing! There's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the dolphin? See, this is my thing with this game, is how were you intending to do it before you saw these guys? So you'll notice that the Pikmin is trying to carry the ship part back, but we've only got 14 Pikmin, and 20 is needed to carry it back. Looks like Oliver's gonna die. Or not. Ooh, more pellets. Hooray. So, you'll notice as well that I'm getting 2 Pikmin to work on the same pellet. If you have more than the required number of Pikmin working on a given objective, they'll complete the objective faster. I suppose I might as well just leave you here because you got nothing better to do. Because that's all the pellets in this stage. But yeah, this is kind of what I was meaning about day 1 being a bit of a drag, because it's a tutorial day, so I'm not complaining too much. If you don't know how to play Pikmin this day is of vital importance, so that you can learn. But, kind of painful to watch sometimes. "25 Pikmin in the field." So I gotta go over those numbers at the bottom just whilst we're here. So those numbers on the bottom represent how many Pikmin of all colours we have in our squad at the time. So you can see I've got 13 here. There are 25 on the field, and the number on the far right represents the total number of Pikmin both on the field and inside the Pikmin. When many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it all done at once by repeatedly tapping A until I pick all the Pikmin from the ground. I've noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flushed with bright colour. At other times, they revert to a paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. That's 24 out of 25 Pikmin. Because I left one of them struggling by himself over here. Because I'm just a heartless so-and-so. Wait, no. Dude, come on. I know all 25 of you can do this. It's worth noting, if you don't have a Pikmin and you press A, Olimar does what can only be described as a little punch. Tiniest little punch ever. It does, you can kill a pellet pose in about 2 or 3 hits, but it doesn't really do anything to big enemies, or even little enemies for that matter. Most enemies aren't bothered by it. You're more likely to get bitten, so it's not really worth the effort. So yeah, 25 is the maximum number of Pikmin you can get on day 1. And whilst there is a benefit to leaving Pikmin overnight still on the ground, the benefit doesn't apply to here, so if you're wondering, that's why. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'll tell you at some point. That will be for a future video, sir. I guess you better keep watching them. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. But what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. This cutscene will play out at the end of every single day, and it's a Pikmin tradition, so I will not be skipping these. And off they go. One day since impact. I have somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems though will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hokotate. I think it's Hokotate? Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the key to my survival, I name it the Forest of Hope. I explore it tomorrow. And then you get this little summary, basically telling you what you've managed to achieve. So as you can see, we have 29 parts remaining, 29 days to get them all. We've got 25 Pikmin to help us out so far. We've got a red onion, we've got one piece on the ship. I always like the little bar graph as well that shows the population throughout the day. Because it often gives you various insights into when you're more likely to lose Pikmin and stuff like that. It doesn't really mean anything, it's just a nice graph. But yeah, that was day 1 of Pikmin. Thank you very much for watching. I shall see you tomorrow for day 2, and until then, stay safe. I'll talk to you later. Till then, bye.